Hello, I'm Caroline Husband and I'm the vicar here at Holy Trinity Church in Dilton Marsh and team vicar across the White Horse Team Ministry.
Hello, my name's Diana Conliffe and I'm the church warden here, as well as being a lay worship leader and a lay pastoral assistant.
It's one of the questions that we all dread, I think. At least I dreaded speaking to the congregation about it. Because it felt a bit like I was having to sing for my supper so that I can be paid at the end of the month. And it's taken me a bit of time to adjust my way of thinking about that and to work out how do we discuss stewardship in the church and how do we tackle the notion of finances, because obviously we need finances in order to fund the mission of the church.
Well, first of all, I think one of the most important ones was communication. We realised a while ago that that wasn't quite running as smoothly as it should be, so we made quite a few adjustments and we've now got a really good comms team. And one of the other things, which should have been obvious really, was that people don't necessarily understand accounts. So we've taken steps to actually change that. We try and present the financial information in a different way so that we use graphs, pie charts, and the most important thing is actually talking to the church community. When we've got a project, we try and explain what it is, we try and explain the vision that the church has got of going forward. Why we need to do things in the building and how we're going to do it. So where we talked about finances, we had the screen up and we showed some mission elements of giving. And I think as long as we keep up that communication with people, they can see where the church is going and they can get on board and support financially if they're able to.
People can see actually what portion of their giving relates to the share, relates to the utilities, relates to our mission partners in Meridi, and the various other projects that we do as a church. It's important to make money a general thing that we talk about, rather than having a particular Sunday when we talk about it and everybody just avoids church that Sunday. So that we're trying to keep actually giving and generosity and the things that we're doing in the church, that means it brings life to our worship, it brings life to our mission and energy to the things that we're doing.
We were very fortunate to have a visit from two of the bishops from South Sudan who came to the church and had, tea and cake, the usual thing. And we spent some time talking to them and listening to the prayer needs that they got. And from that, we decided as a PCC to put all the giving, if you like, in one pot and basically give that to South Sudan, to the Meridi diocese with Bishop Moses. So we saw that as the church, seeing where the mission field is in places like Sudan, and we are helping to support that. We've done little things like not asking for money for tea and coffee at the end of the service. If people want to give, we've got a box on the wall and they pop stuff in there. But it's all part of being a generous church and an open church. And we do an Easter trail at Easter for families, which again, there is absolutely no charge for that. Offering families a free, event at Easter when families are struggling at the moment to do things.
I have heard comments said that the church is only interested in our money, and I wanted to try and buck that. I didn't think that was a very healthy impression of the church, and indeed, that's not what we're about at all. So we're trying to model generosity. So yes, there's some very practical things, so things for families to come to and that sort of thing. Teas and coffees, people are welcome to come and join us and help share refreshments. But there's also ways in which we're just generous with our time. So generosity takes more than just finances coming into the church, but it all comes under the heading of generosity. We don't want to put barriers in between people coming and experiencing the love and grace of God. Year on year, for example, things like our parish share, our utilities have increased, and actually each year so far we've been able to, we start the year just about at zero and we finish the year at just about zero.
God comes through and by the end of the year we're okay. During this year we've got a machine at the back so people can pay digitally. We're constantly trying to look at better ways to encourage people to give. Yeah, I think it's reaching out to the community and letting them know that they're going to want this church to be there for the next generations, and they're part of this church if they live in the parish. And the idea being that they can give a small amount each month, as they're able to if they want to help this church, be here in another 180 years.